Self-help for self-publishers. How-to workbook and planner. Chapter 1, Sketching the Plan. Spoiler alert, by the end of this book, you will be able to self-publish your own as an indie author. This will not happen overnight, but by faithfully sticking to your process, one day you will awaken to find that you are indeed a published author. Being that this book is interactive, you have a lot of control over the outcome of the story. And like every story, there is a beginning, middle, and ending. Now that we've taken a peek at the ending, let's talk about how to begin. This book is not a how-to on writing, but a tool that enables self-help for those who'd like to self-publish a book. It incorporates a helpful workbook and monthly planner to help manage the progress of the production and publication of your book. It all starts with writing down your idea, fiction or nonfiction. In order for your self-publishing journey of authorship to begin, you must write down your book idea quickly before it goes away. That's just how my self-publishing journey began in 2012. I had an idea come to me for a children's book and I wrote it all down. At the time, I had no idea that I'd be here working on a fifth book and showing people a way to get their own book published, no less. Frankly, I managed to write and publish all my books through a process of trial and error. That includes the one you're reading now. Because all books and their origins are different and the industry changes so frequently, there isn't a singular formula to fit all authors. So before you take a step and pay for any more help, first make sure your manuscript is as clear as possible. I recommend you write it all down as it comes to you. After you've done that, pull it all together into a single Word document. Then repeatedly self-edit and revise your manuscript until the whole thing makes the most sense. Once you have self-edited and revised your writing several times, you may choose to find a critique partner to give your manuscript a read, then get their feedback. Whenever possible, it's helpful to let your environment supply what your book is in need of for free. For instance, readers for your manuscript. Be open to the supportive and interested people among you in your daily life, and share with people only when you have written down, self-edited, and revised your work until the point that you feel it is ready to be read by someone other than yourself. And if you're writing a children's book and are fortunate enough to work in an elementary school, wonderful. That is a natural fit. My book benefited greatly from the input of the students I worked with. Fourth and fifth graders became my little critique partners and beta readers for two of my books. At the time, I hadn't any knowledge of book industry lingo like that. Beta readers being volunteer readers who give feedback on literature that's unpublished. It was fun to share my story with interested young readers who were also learning about the creative writing process. I gave their teacher about 25 copies of a draft of Lo Phyllis Meets Her Book Fair Fairy. We agreed that the kids would read it as a group, then write their opinions about the story. They gave great reading responses full of compliments, critiques, and inferences on where they thought the story should go. Essentially, these elementary students were educating me. I was able to apply the valuable written responses from the kids to my finished book. Maybe you have access to the exact audience for whatever genre you're writing to.
In order to become that self published author, you must have a book idea. Yes. And must write that idea down. Yes. And write the manuscript of that idea. Write it out and make it as clear as possible. Then self edit, revise, then continue to write, then self edit and revise, and write some more, then self edit and then revise and write more. Stay faithful to your process and continue the process throughout the publication process and the production process and all of what is to come during the course of your self-editing or excuse me self-publishing journey. And it's really that much editing involved, a lot of self-editing, a lot of self-revising, and a lot of rewriting, even on the shorter books, and continue with the process. And you're going to wear the hat of the writer throughout. Keep the writer's hat on throughout the whole process of your publication of your book.